Hey everyone, it's Coach Matt over here at Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. Coming to you today with some questions from Kunal Trahan. I hope I'm saying your name right. Kunal and I sent emails back and forth. He is from India, and basically he sent kind of a three-part question. So what I'm going to do is we're going to answer a few of those, two of those parts today, and one of those parts tomorrow. So Thursday and Friday on the blog, we'll get this taken care of for you. And basically he's saying two techniques of throwing the shot, glide and rotational. He performs his throws with the glide, but his coach says in the future, if you want to throw further, you have to pursue the throws with the rotational technique. What do you suggest? Well, basically, whether you throw with the glide or the rotational technique, it's never been proven. You can do, I guess, a long-term study to find out what the top elite level athletes do, and you're going to see that a lot of guys throw with the glide who are throwing well over 70 feet, and a lot of guys throw with the rotational technique who are throwing well over 70 feet. You're going to find about 50-50 that are throwing over 60 feet, probably 50-50 that are throwing over 50 feet. There's really nothing to prove that one goes further than the other. Now, the rotational technique, I'd argue that you can produce a heck of a lot more torque with the rotational technique and produce a lot more power with the rotational technique because your body's already moving, so it's a lot easier to put more force into the shot. However, it's a very difficult technique to master. So if you're throwing with the glide for 2 years or 3 years and you're throwing, 50 feet, 55 feet, you're doing really well with the glide, you might drop down to the rotational and start throwing 45 feet and never get back up to that 55-foot level for another year or two. So for that reason, I'm not big on switching my techniques unless you're switching from, say, high school to college, or college and you're going to throw after college, where you have an entire summer, you have an entire year basically to get back in form and to really master this thing. Now, he also asked a couple questions saying he's having some problems with the glide, and he's not able to glide with the full power from the back of the circle, and his coach says that you have to reach the toe board when gliding, but that's not the issue with him. How can he improve this? Now, this is something I want to talk to you about because this is something that I find with a lot of coaches. Now, I deal with mostly high school athletes, and high school athletes, they are just kind of coming into their own when they get started throwing. They're basically gangly, I guess is a good way to put it, uncoordinated. They're growing into their bodies. Sometimes they've got really big lower bodies, really big upper bodies. Their coordination is not all there. Their balance is not all there. Their agility is not really come into play yet. But one of the things I see is a lot of coaches, you've got a 7-foot shot put circle. A lot of coaches will actually start their kids all the way in the back of that circle with their toe literally, a quarter of an inch from fouling. And then when the person glides back, they're only about, they're still a foot, they're still 8 inches away from that toe board. So Kunal, you are correct. You need to basically use that toe board as a way to stop yourself to then propel your weight. Remember, blocking, you're stopping, and then you're propelling your weight forward. So using that toe board, you need to do. That needs to occur. But that doesn't mean you start all the way in the back of the circle and end 8 inches or 6 inches or whatever it is from the toe board. If you're 6 inches away from the toe board, you need to start 6 inches away from the back of the circle. Then, once you get stronger, once your form improves, once you get better at the technique, that's when now you can start to add a few inches. As you get stronger, as you get more explosive, as you get more coordinated with that movement of exploding backwards, that's when you can actually get a little bit closer to the back of the circle. But for now, it's just going to take practice. You're going to have to figure it out. So yes, your coach is correct. Getting to that toe board is the key, but at the same time, you don't have to start all the way in the back of the circle. I mean, imagine some of the girls I trained who were like 5'2", 5'3", freshmen. Some of the guys that I trained who were kind of short for guys, 5'6", 5'7", who were throwing. They'd never be able to reach from the back of the circle all the way to the toe board without a shot in their hand. Then you throw 12 pounds in their hand, or you throw 5 kilos or 6 kilos in their hand, and they're going to be exploding backwards, and now you expect them to get all the way to that toe board? It's not going to happen. It's one of the things I see with athletes everywhere is that they think you've got to start all the way back in that circle and try to get 7 feet like it's some kind of starting line and finish line. That's not the way it works. You can start wherever you want in that circle. So if you're 5 inches from the toe board, you need to start 5 inches from the back of that circle. As you get better, maybe then you move to 4 inches from the back of the circle, 3 inches from the back of the circle. I'm 6'3". You know, at my prime, I was 245 pounds. I'm a big guy. I never used to start all the way in the back of the circle. I used to start about 2 inches from the back of that circle. So don't think that you have to go like it's a start line and a finish line. That's not the way it works. Guys, I hope this cleared up a lot of things. Kunal, I hope this cleared up a lot of things for you too, brother. So make sure you guys have questions. This is where you come to get your answers. Let your teammates, let your friends, let your coaches know about primalatc.com. And if you have questions, you can leave them on our Facebook page, Primal Athlete Training Center. You can leave it on the website, or you can email me directly. You can even leave it on the YouTube videos. No matter where you leave the comment, it comes right to my inbox, which comes right to my phone. I get the questions here while I'm training my athletes at the gym. And once the day is over, like you see right now, I'll get the questions answered and posted on the webpage for you guys to all check out. Hope to hear from you soon.